Hi guys, it's Fiona here. Lovely to see you again today, and sorry about the link. My software trial ran out, so I've gone back to this strange camera, but I'll get there. Thanks very much for submitting all of your introductions. I wanted to do something a little bit different today. So I went through all of those introductions and I chose one learning point from each of them. To be honest, they were all so good, I didn't have much to say about them. So I thought, well, what else can I do? I'll take out a little kind of common mistake and let's all learn from it. So that's what we're going to do today. Stick around until the end if you've submitted one, and I'll go through each one of them individually. So we'll start off by everybody helping each other. Let's see who's here. Hi, Marina. Yours is definitely one of them. Rika's here. Lovely. Okay, let's get started. So what I think I'm going to do, some people told me they'd be late today. Doesn't matter. Let's just get started. Okay. So what I wanted you to do, hi, Kavita. Yours is here as well. I think, yes. Hi, Mandeep. You're here as well. Great. So guys, we're just something a little bit different today, so you don't do the same thing every week. I keep you on your toes, and yeah, I've chosen one little thing from each person who submitted so that all of us could learn from it. And it might be a grammar mistake, it might be a vocabulary choice, or it might be simply the way you've decided to to write the introduction. So it's about style, grammar, vocabulary, and it's all related to that question we talked about studying abroad. And right at the end, I'm going to give you another task to do over the weekend. So let's get started. Hi, Marcello. Hi, Elango. You're here on my list as well. Great. Okay. So who would like to start? The first one is simply this. Many students prefer to study overseas, forgetting better opportunities for their future. Now, not a huge mistake. So why is Google telling you something there? What's the blue line for? I seriously recommend you, when you type these, and lots of them come with blue lines. I know you want me to see it as you wrote it. That's fine. I understand that. But just from your own learning point of view, it would be really good to check this. So while you're typing, could anybody just correct that forgetting? What would you put instead of it? Just so everybody's on screen, seeing everybody here. Lovely to see you. Okay, maybe I'll go first for the first. Oh God, you can't see it. Ah, right. Add to stream. Okay, there we go. Okay. So yeah, this is I've got 8 of these, and this is the first one with the little blue line. How can you improve it? Shall I go first because you didn't have much time? Okay, I'm going to show you what Google says for this one. Murat's saying, of course, it's better to study abroad, but firstly, learners need basic knowledge. It would be better to learn the basic structure of grammar in their own country. Okay, so Murat, that could be a fantastic conclusion. That, okay, learn the basics in your own country. However, you'll only ever learn the real language, let's say, when you go to live there. That would be a lovely end, and it's a nice recommendation. Great, good example. Okay, this one I was really just looking at the grammar really, and what they suggest is to get. And I might even put, to make it more formal, I might say in order to get. Some people don't like this because they say you don't need to say in order. Why don't you just say to? But for formal writing, for task 2, it adds a certain something. It makes it a little bit more formal when you add in order to. Okay. Oh, hi, Minu. Okay, great. So that was number one, a small thing, but just adding in order to can make it a little bit more complex, and it avoids repetition. So before we had forgetting, and so there was 2 fours. Choose something else in order to get is more formal. Okay. Okay, Rika, yes, lovely. So let's go to number 2. Number 2 is this. Can you please help? Some people think that study abroad will improve their English. There you go. I'll make it bigger. Some people think that study abroad will improve their English. Navi, that's fine. You're all busy people. Any thoughts about this one? So this is nice. Nice way to start. Some people think that. And there's a nice point. Hi, Sarab. So, Harvinder, you might want to change will to may. That's possible, but you don't need it because you're saying, anyway, some people think, you're not saying that it's 100% sure with will. You're just saying this is what some people think. So you don't need to be careful there because you're careful here. Now, Elango, Marina's saying maybe too general. Possibly, Marina. Possibly. Depends what comes before and after. Possibly, yes. Murat, you're changing it. Study abroad will improve English in the proficiency way. Okay, possibly. I'm going to take Elango's. Look what Elango says. What do you think Elango is changing here? I mean, why? Why is Elango changing this to ing? Why is that important? Something possibly we talked about before, talking about nouns. Sorry, nouns, like smoking is dangerous. Driving fast is dangerous. The ing form. And normally in these essays, you will be talking about studying ing as a noun form. So Gerund, Harvinder saying, Kavita, yes. That's it. It's a small thing, but I saw it maybe 4 times in the examples. Because, of course, study is a noun. And I think there's even a company called Study Abroad. You know, lots of companies are called Study Abroad. But here it's more like a verb. What we want is the noun form, studying abroad, doing something, ing will improve their English. And then I think it's okay, you know, you're not saying it will, you're saying some people think, and that's fine. You might want to, who says extend it a bit, extending it, Kavita, definitely, a bit more specific, isn't it? Will improve their English faster than staying at home. Yeah, that would be more specific and closer to the question. Fine, good, lovely. Let's have a look at number 3. 3, I only chose this. Don't worry if it was you. It is one of my top 3 most common mistakes. You can see the blue lines, and can anybody help with that? Just while you're thinking about it. So we can see the blue lines here. I made a blog post for you, and I've got despite. So lots of you were using despite and however and although. Fantastic. I've put it really simply for you here, focusing just on although and even though. But of course you can use despite, in spite of, as you are doing here. Great. what's the problem with the grammar? Rika saying, Havinder saying, yeah. So this grammar is a danger, should be alarm bells. Once you learn it once, it's easy. Despite the fact that, learn that as an expression. And then you can't go wrong. You've used ing, that's great. Despite the fact that living at home is more comfortable, I believe it's better to go abroad. Now, it's a lovely conclusion, introduction, depends what comes before. That's great, so well done. So of causes problems, yes. Why does it cause problems? Well, it's because of in spite of. The fact that, isn't it? So I think the best thing is to learn in spite of 3 words, despite 1 word. And yeah, I can see why it causes problems. In the blog here that I wrote, I've put a link where you can review how to use despite and in spite of. It was one of the early YouTube videos that we did, and you can see it there, despite the fact that, despite being plus ing, or despite nouns. So that link will take you right back to that moment in the lesson, so you don't need to watch the whole thing. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. That's it. That's it. You got it. Good. So this is really good for you to review, because it doesn't matter how many times you learn it, it causes problems. Okay, thank you for sharing that, whoever it was. All right, studying abroad has become a new trend among students these days. All right, I'm going to leave that one with you. We've got the ing, that's correct. We've got a nice present perfect, correct, because it's recently, that's correct. So what could possibly be wrong with this one? This time it's more about the content than the grammar or vocabulary. I'll wait to see what you say about this one. Don't look for grammar mistakes, I would say. Don't look for grammar mistakes. Any thoughts? If you're thinking about it, ask yourself those questions we asked before. Is it true? Is it accurate? I'll let you think about it. Despite living at home, Havinder says it's better to study abroad to improve English. Havinder, the meaning has changed slightly there, because you're saying despite the fact that living at home has many benefits. That's the meaning. So you'd still have to put the full sentence there. Rika saying verb plus ing should be at start of sentence. Like this one, yes, but you can say despite the fact that plus ing. Do you mean this one, Rika? Living at home is, yeah, okay. All right, Havinder would like to change the new trend to a major trend. So I'm going to push you a little bit more now, Havinder. Why did you change new to major? You're right. For what reason? Let me give you a clue. Okay, I studied abroad when I was 20 and I'm nearly 50. So 30 years ago, I studied abroad. And I think my father studied abroad maybe 70 years ago. So the problem is, you're right, the problem is it's not a new trend. So go back to what we said about introductions. It has to be true. It has to be accurate. It has to be like undisputable if you're doing a general statement. It must be uncontroversial and factually true. If you just want to give a background statement, And although it's a nice statement, I would definitely change new. It's not new. Is it a trend even? So even if you said something like is becoming more and increasingly popular among students these days, even if you just said that, because then you can't dispute it. You know, it's more factually accurate, I would say. Okay, so it's the problem with statements which are not true and you have no evidence for it. So that might be a more generally, there's a general increase. Or you could say has always been popular. You know, if you want to play safe, studying abroad has always been a popular option for students wishing to improve their language skills. It's always been popular. People go abroad to learn. Yeah, fine. Good. We get the point. Let's move on. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, lovely. Number 5. Many students are choosing to study abroad because of the competitions in the job market. Okay. I'll just have a look. Remarkably increasing trend. Yeah. Kavita, again, it might be difficult to prove how remarkable that is. Remarkably increasing. Possibly. Okay, what's Havinder saying? Our background statement should be factual. The first general statement should be uncontroversial because you don't want the examiner to say, no, that's not true. It's almost something quite boring where you say, yeah, okay, it's certainly true that there are many benefits to learning a language abroad. However, something uncontroversial for the first line, and then you bring in the problem, then you bring in the question, you problematize that statement. Yes. Okay, any thoughts about this? Okay, there's no blue line, so I'm going to put the blue line for you. It's something here. Something to do with competition. If I put this, what do you notice? Hi, Hassan. Hassan, one of yours is here. What do you notice about what I've said? There is a lot of competition. Havinder's got it. It is uncountable. Yes. When you talk about competition in general, people competing for jobs, it's uncountable. Exactly. Of course, if you enter or you won a competition, it's different. Hi, Kangoon. Kavita, body paragraph. Okay, let's look at the grammar first. Okay, so I won a competition. That's just one competition that you entered and you won. That's often a speaking part 2 question. Describe a competition that you won. Maybe put it in the comments if you won a competition. But when you're talking in general, people fighting against each other for jobs, then there's a lot of competition. So I'm going to take that out because of the competition. That's all. Simply remove the S. That's all. Okay, Vishal, no worries. Biraj, opportunities can be uncountable and countable, both okay there. So Possibly Elango, yeah, I would agree. You don't really need the because of competition. Yeah, absolutely. It's general. Yeah, great. Okay, lovely. Let's have a look at number 6. Many people want to study in other country. This is really common. You wouldn't believe it. You can see the blue line. Any thoughts? And I want you to think about what might be the difference with another versus other. Any thoughts? Having the saying countries. For which one? Yeah, I think you got it. So other means there's lots of them, other countries. Another is just one. Exactly, Hassan. Lovely, you got it. So you could change anything and it would be correct. You could say another country, and you can see blue line has disappeared. So it's really worth checking out these blue lines if they come up for you in other countries. Which one do you think is better? To study in another country or in other countries? Which one would you choose? Marina, to study abroad. Want to study abroad? That would be good, Marina, actually. Because that would be a synonym. Yeah, lovely. I'll even put overseas. Yeah. Great. Shivani won a handwriting competition. Yes, so Shivani, you need a there because it's one competition that you won. Good. Okay, Biraj, you like other countries? Yeah, I think they're both okay. Both okay. I can't really see a difference between them. Rika likes another country. In other countries, okay, I'm going to put both actually because it's clear what the meaning is. Another country, other countries. Fine, great. Let's move on. Thank you. Number 7. I love this one. Again, it's not grammar. What do you think about this one? It is an undeniable fact that English is necessary for people's lives. Livelihood, Biraj. I'm going to put that there, but I would say it's the same problem. It creates it's part of the same problem. Havinder, you're saying disputing. I'm not sure. You mean you might dispute it. Rika is saying it's not accurate. It's arguable, yeah. Maybe for some, but not for everyone. That's it. That's it. It's not an undeniable fact. Hundreds of millions of people survive without English. It's quite subjective, maybe. Yes, Hassan. Subjective, although he says it's an undeniable fact, but you disagree with him that it's an undeniable fact. Yes. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Biraj, it says it cannot be denied, but the first thing I did was deny it. So it can be denied. I totally disagree that English is necessary for people's lives or livelihood. I totally disagree. So you just need to change it that for some people, hedge a little bit. For some people, English can help. Depends where you live. Can help. I don't know, can help them can help improve their life, maybe. For some people, English can help improve their job prospects. Something like that. Lives or livelihoods. Yeah. So it's just too general, and it's not true. So just be careful about those kind of statements that we've talked about a lot. Hi, Hind. Strong Elango, but just false. It's just not true. Yeah. Great. Yes, Hassan, exactly. Anything to soften it. Yeah. But then you can't say it's an undeniable fact, I guess. So then you'd have to take that out. For some people, English might, yeah, help improve job prospects. Yeah, and then you just need something like that. English might help improve, and therefore, it's kind of off the point. It's not about how important English is. It's about it's off topic, because I want to say, and therefore people are very keen to learn it. But that's not about which one better. So I'm going to actually say it's off topic as well. Sorry, guys. Yes. Question mark. Okay. It's not about the importance of English. Okay. Lovely. All right. Now that this is the last one, I thought this was really a really interesting example. Can you tell me, if you've been following my lessons before, if Saurabh is here, we discussed this a lot about the kind of language that you use when you're writing the introduction. What do you notice about this one? Is there anything? Okay, I'll let you read it. Hind, you agree with it, because I think English nowadays is a language of globalization and many advanced devices provide English. Yeah, but Chinese is too, you know. You just can't say that everybody needs English in an academic essay, because it's simply not true. Trying to think. Does Jack Ma does speak English, doesn't he? But I'm sure there are hundreds of millions of very, very successful, rich people who don't speak English. Okay, Vishal is saying too formal. That's what I would say, Vishal. Yeah. Can you? Yeah. It looks like, you know, we've talked about the problems of paraphrasing the question. The problems with paraphrasing the question is that you often choose unnatural words. So you'll notice here that they've got pupils and scholars to replace studying abroad. Pupils tends to mean kind of primary school, and scholars means somebody who does very well in their studies, but it's quite old-fashioned. So I'm just trying to highlight the dangers, again, of paraphrasing. So to master the English language is not a synonym for study. It's a different meaning. In my perception, instead, why not say in my opinion? Perception is not the same meaning as opinion. To be tutored is not the same as studying, and in their residence is not the same as at home. So it looks to me like somebody has tried to paraphrase it in an over-formal way, which just sounds kind of wrong. So it sounds complicated, Hassan. Yes. I think it's an introduction, Marina. Havinda, it's been observed. Yeah, but that's a strange way to start. By who, isn't it? And it looks like it was just observed once by somebody. Okay, so the point is, again, don't try to be too formal or too complex. The examiner in the introduction just wants to see those three things. What's the topic? What's the question? What's your opinion? Those three things. And they want to get to the main body. So don't paraphrase, it's dangerous. And also on Twitter today, somebody reminded me that actually when you copy words from the question, they don't count it in the word count. So there's a danger if you copy the question too closely, you might use maybe 20 words, which will be deducted from your overall 250 words. So yeah, you get the point. Okay, yeah, again, pupil is people. It's not primary. Yeah, exactly. All of those. It's kind of trying too hard and makes it unnatural. Okay, great. So guys, I've chosen 8 because I had about 8 submissions. Now I'm going to go through the submissions. So I will look at these. If you want to go, I totally understand. Don't feel polite. You can watch it later. I mean, you don't have to be polite. I'm going to go through them. I know it's boring for some people, but for the people who submitted, let's have a look. And let me show you who's here so you know where you will come. So Yugita, Marina, Elango, Mandeep, Novi, Hassan, Minu, Amelia, Jerry, Suman, and then the last one is anonymous. So I'll bet you might want to shout your name if you're here. Okay, let's go. So, where was I? Right, so most of these now we've corrected, and after correcting them, they're fine. So Yogita, you're not here today, but we looked at simply that. So Yogita starts, English has become an international language, and therefore many students prefer to go overseas. And then the other side, others think it's better to stay at home, but Yogita's opinion is clear. Learning English abroad has many benefits. So Yogita, perfect. Clap. I don't have my software today, but that's great. Hi, Ant. Okay, Marina, you're here. I think this was good, Marina. Just the ing for you. So the studying and the despite. That's it. And the studying, fine. And now it's good. For some people, education plays a great role. Okay, you get Marina, possibly off topic, because you're okay to start with this. Some people think studying abroad is a good idea, while others, and that's okay. That's both sides. Despite the fact that studying at home is more comfortable in many aspects, in my opinion, studying abroad gives opportunities to learn actively. And yeah, so Marina, that now is marvelous, perfect, lovely introduction. Elango, it was the competitions thing, Elango, for you. Considering the competition and global requirements, maybe global requirements for job skills, many students are pursuing studies abroad, I would put. Studies, word. It's not an adjective. You can't say abroad studies. It is believed that students obtaining a degree outside of the country are more likely. And then easing, I don't know what that means. So let's say keep it simple. Better opportunities. In my opinion, this could be partially true. I wouldn't say apparently. Why do you think it's true? As there are plenty of opportunities which are paid well, right? So what you need there is a reason why you think that, and the reason is as or because. There are plenty of opportunities. But you're saying a contrast. So the contrast is believed students getting a degree outside the country more likely. In my opinion, this could be true, but there are plenty. Yeah, so that's better. It's a contrast. You disagree with the first idea. Fine, good. Mandeep, studying abroad has become a new trend. Right, Mandeep. So we talked about this. So let's just say very popular. Keep it simple. Has become very popular among students these days. They believe that studying in a foreign country is more beneficial in terms of job opportunities and exposure to different cultures. This is great, Mandeep, in comparison to their own nation where they have limited options. Perfect. I completely agree with the aforementioned view or views because of numerous reasons. Fine, Mandeep, well done. So it was just that first line was too general or not true. Okay, Novi, these days. So Novi was the ing. Lots of people did that. Studying overseas and then keep it present continuous if it's changing is becoming popular for some people who are concerned about life skills and a better future. Even though it is hard. Any thoughts, arduous and struggling? Any thoughts? I'm going to put a question mark there. Take out as well. Okay, in this essay, I will describe some benefits of leaving our home to learn in another country for education. So there's lots of emotional language like exceptional, arduous, struggling. It's too emotional for IELTS. So I'm going to take that out so you can still see it. And it's not always arduous. Struggling is not the right word. It may be expensive, be precise. Expensive and difficult. That's it. Forget these funny emotional language, arduous, struggling. Yeah. So that's much better, Novi. Studying overseas is becoming popular, even though it may be expensive and difficult. In this essay, I'll describe some benefits of leaving our home to learn in another country. To learn in another country for education. So let's say to go to another country for education. Great. Good, Novi. Lovely. Great. Hassan is here, I think. Hassan, the main motive that encourages students these days to choose either ing again, Hassan. So that's, I said it was 4 times. I think we found all 4 now. Studying abroad in their home countries, the amount of tuition fees that they have to allocate. Good. The main motive. Motive means it encourages you. Oh, right. No, I get you. You're okay. Yeah. Furthermore, many English students have the desire to not only learn this language, but also they want to expose themselves to English culture. I'm of the opinion it's better to study. Okay, English is coming up quite a lot. English. English 5 times. Hassan, 5 times in the introduction. So I would say have a think about that. You could take it out there. And even you could take it out there, studying abroad in their home country. Many students have decided to not only learn this language. So there we could put English. So not only, but also they want to expose themselves to English culture. Okay, that's right. I am of the opinion it's better to study. Okay, so again, take out in countries that have English as a first language. Now, this punctuation problem here. Great, Navi, great, Marina, thank you. I would put full stop always before however. Better to study in countries have English as however, the course system needs to be taken passive. That's quite a long introduction, Hassan. You're saying quite a lot in the introduction. It's more like a main body, I would say. Okay. All right. Fine. Minu. Studying, good ing, studying English abroad is full of mixed experiences. To students, repeating students again. Is full of mixed experience. Many students consider it. I'm not sure that's the best way to come into the topic. Can provide a variety of experience, uncountable and countable, both. Okay, I'm going to say different experiences. And so link to the, what's your point? So what? And many students consider it much more advantageous. Now that's better because it's kind of linked up your first point with why are you making that point. Many students consider it more advantageous than studying in their home country. Okay, I agree with this viewpoint because learning English with natives is a funny word, Mino, and everybody. Natives, I think these days it's got strange connotations. Natives. Let's go into the Longman online dictionary. Okay, I'm going to put natives. That's the adjective. A native of Switzerland, someone who lives. Can you see here where it says, right, this is what I'm looking for. Here, native, usually plural, where it says not polite. A word used by white people in the past to refer to people who lived in America, Africa, Southern Asia before Europe, now considered offensive. He was not certain whether the natives were friendly. Okay, so I'm just going to point that out. Of course, there are other meanings, like a native of Switzerland, native of Glasgow, which we use, and that's fine. But I would possibly say, just to be careful, native speakers. Does that make sense, everybody? Ilango, the difference between more likely and likely is just a comparison, just in terms of strength. No, Mino, really, it's one of those funny things. I think especially news these days, we have to just be so careful. Lots of people hate the term native speaker. Any ideas why? So when you see these like YouTube channels, speak English like a native or speak English like a native speaker, lots of people at the moment are very angry about that. But Mino, it's fine. It's you didn't do anything wrong. It's us that's doing stuff wrong. So this idea that native speakers are better than everybody else is not true, you know. Lots of really good English teachers are not native speakers, but they can't find jobs because the advertisement says, oh, native speakers only. And a lot of people are saying that's really unfair for teachers who are excellent teachers, better than native speakers, but they don't get the chance. So it's become just a word which is starting to get a little bit political, and just an interesting point. Native speakers, fine. Even, you know, if you wanted to, I now do this, I go native speakers. Just because, so what if they're native speakers? You know, in the IELTS exam, a lot of native speakers get 7. They can't do the reading, they can't do the writing, and very often they can't do the listening or the speaking. So the idea native suggests people think they are better, but they're not. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah. So native speakers, fine. Not only gives in-depth knowledge of the language, makes students more independent learners as a whole. Yeah, actually, I mean, I'm going to take that out. It's just one reference and it's just good to know. You know, I always say the wrong thing. These days, we've got to be so careful. But you wouldn't lose points for it. Right, Mina, no problem. Okay. Amelia, people whose first language is English. Yes, Havinder, yeah, possibly. Although again, it doesn't necessarily mean that their English is better than somebody who learnt it, you know. The teachers that I've worked with who are not native, they knew much better grammar than we did because they had learnt it. So they knew exactly how to answer grammar questions. And if you ask an English native speaker about third conditional, they won't have a clue. So, you know, yeah. Hello, Chahat. Okay, Amelia, she's not here, I don't think. So, Amelia, more and more students decide to pursue their studies overseas despite having... I think, Amelia, because you're saying more and more, you're suggesting change. So, if you're suggesting change, you might want to choose continuous. More and more students are deciding to pursue their studies overseas despite having the option for education in their home countries. Nice. So it's a nice use of despite there, despite plus ing. In this essay, I will argue why schools and universities overseas provide access to a better learning environment. So you've come straight in with your main argument. I like it. Making it more enriching than any other experience in our home countries. Amelia, controversial, but it shows that you have a strong argument and you're not afraid to show it. So I would really, as an examiner, my ears would prick up and I would be really interested in reading the main body paragraphs because you've shown you've got a real reason for arguing passionately. So that's a great example, Amelia. Well done. Good. Jerry. I'm not sure. Jerry, you were here. Probably gone. Jerry. It is an undeniable fact that English is... right. Okay. So we looked at this before. It's not an undeniable fact. So even if you put many people's lives, that would be fine. Therefore, many pupils have gone to learn English overseas because of several considerations. Good. I partially agree with the view. Yes. Is it a view or is it a choice? this development choice maybe, and we'll examine my argument, examine the reasons. I think you'll examine the reasons. You won't examine your own argument. Okay, good. Okay, Jerry, that's fine, but it's only half-hearted. I don't really know what your opinion is. You partially agree. Yeah, it's okay. You could give a stronger indication of your viewpoint, but it's okay. Suman, yes, Amelia's good, but yours was good as well, Minu. Suman, it has been observed that contentment with the new... Suman, okay. So this is the one I just thought was way too formal. I'm lost already. It has been observed, contentment, the numerous facilities provided, persuaded, pupils. Yes, some of it is good, but I would take out a lot. I would take out all of that and keep it simple. The numerous facilities provided in foreign countries has persuaded many pupils to go to study. Don't need the English language, to study English abroad rather than in there. Again, native coming up again. It's okay in their home countries. In my opinion, I'm taking out all the formal words, opinion, people. So you're just saying, I agree. I agree that there are, so you don't have to say people or scholars or pupils or anything. There are many more benefits of learning. Right, that's much better. It's simple, Suman. I've just taken away all that formal, unnecessary language. It's much better. Okay, anonymous. Nowadays, this is the last one. Nowadays, more and more students choose to further their study abroad as they believe it can promote themselves in a profound way. Again, it's a little too flowery. Can bring any benefits. Keep it simple. However, different voices occur. Different voices occur, too formal, take it out. Others believe or argue that it is more economically affordable Do they argue, or is it true? Maybe it's just true. However, it maybe is probably probably more economically affordable. Affordable means economically, so you don't need it. More affordable for students to stay in their home country with the environment they are already familiar with. In my opinion, students should seek for any opportunity to improve themselves, broaden their horizons while stepping out of their comfort zones. Okay. Okay. So you could say others would argue that it is, all right. So if you're saying others would argue more affordable, so you've got both sides. Sorry, I'll take that out. Others would argue it's more affordable for students to stay. Yes, that's fine. That's good. All right, guys. So we did something different today. Vocabulary. Drill pal, yes. I've forgotten about vocabulary. Havinder's asking about these tools. I haven't used it recently, Havinder. Give me, I'll have a look into it. DrillPal is on my list of things. Yeah, it's on my, this one's good. Yes. Yes, definitely. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah, it's definitely on one of my lists. So yes, go for it. Vocabulary, I don't know. It looks a bit for children, but who knows? What do you think? Let us know. Nearpod, I know, is very good. Yeah. Oh, I think it just depends. You know, so it's got grades 3 to 12. It just depends what you choose from vocabulary. You know, science, that's kind of good for IELTS. So possibly this is, oh, it's a song. I don't know, Havinder. Let me know if you find anything and share it with us. If you find anything that's useful. Oh, and you have to pay. Okay, that's not good. Okay. Right. Thank you very much, guys. I have prepared homework for you. I would like you to write, what did we say for this one? I think let's do, you know, we did before, like the 3, it's the main body paragraph. Okay, I'm going to say main body paragraph. And I'm going to put in brackets, when we did main body paragraph before, we talked about point, example, or evidence, or explanation, and then a so what at the end, a link to the question. If you'd like to, it's up to you. If you're getting tired of this, let me know. But I've made there, I'm going to put it here for you. Copy and paste. I'll put it in the comments. Just switch it on. Okay. So for this weekend, it's the same topic because we brainstormed this topic right at the start. Do you remember? We talked about the pros and cons. It's a huge expense. It can be lonely, practical problems, but good for learning, independence, and genuine communication. At home, support from your family, friends, cheaper, less distractions, all of these things we talked about. So I'd like you please to write one side of the question in the Google form. Please write your name if you remember, so it's easier when I give feedback. Is that okay? Yes, I just put the Google form there, Novi, the new one. It's in the comments. Maybe you'd like to test it. It's definitely the main body one now. It's not the one you did before. Let me know if it works. It's called intros. I need to change the name. Main body. Okay. Did anybody test it? So no responses yet. So it's the new one. It works, Mino. Great. Okay, lovely. I'll keep it open until I get maybe about 10. I think 10 is probably the optimum number to give feedback. So then we can get really good, high quality feedback, and I can take time looking at individuals. So do it quickly if you want to be sure, and I'll switch it off on well, when it gets to 10. Okay, have a lovely weekend, guys. Thank you very, very much. And I will see you next Tuesday, I hope. Remember, all requests are welcome. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.